kind of unravel?
Yeah, I thought we played up until 10 minutes left in the third or something like that. I thought we were controlling the action. I thought we had a big kill. Just come off of it, and yeah, just sometimes it happens. That's the emotional ups and downs of the playoffs. They get to get 3 quick ones, and then that's the game right there. So I think we can be encouraged by the way we played for the first 50 minutes. A little bit of a disappointing ending, but at the end of the day, we know when we're at our best. And to a certain point, I didn't think we maybe earned it in the third. We did for the first part, but then we kind of got. I mean, we can play a better third, second half of that third period. So, learn from it, move on. New game in 2 days. We still don't have home ice, but we got a new opportunity in 2 days to make sure that we even the series.
And the opposition's building, obviously, you know. Momentum's a big thing, and it just once they get going, I guess, with the crowd in it, tough to kind of reel that in.
Well, I think more the timing of the goals than maybe with the crowd. The crowd, we know it's going to be a great atmosphere in here. We know it's going to be that at home as well, right? So it's just tough when they get the go-ahead goal with 4 minutes left. That's kind of where you got to throw a Hail Mary at them. I thought we tried. I thought we battled towards the end, but wasn't enough for us. And as I said earlier, we got to learn from the mistakes we did in that last 10 minutes. But again, I'm really encouraged by the way we played the first 50.
Well, just asked this already because we just came in, but in terms of like that last 10 minutes, like how do you kind of sum up what happened in a sense of just you're trying to find momentum, but it seems like they keep getting it, and the next thing you know, they're up.
Yeah, no, I mean you're summarizing it pretty good there. That's exactly what happened. I don't know what to say. It's something that we'll have to learn from a little bit too, where when they score, it's all about that next shift. They're going to score. I mean, it's not like we're going to keep them to nothing here. So at the end of the day, we let them get 3 goals in a really tough spot for us, put ourselves up until that point in a really great spot, but obviously kind of gave it away, so that's the disappointing part. But at the end of the night, it's 1-0 them. It's a new game on Friday.
7 shots in the last 40 minutes for you guys. You got a nice lead. Maybe were you guilty of sitting on it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. That might be the case, but at the same time, this is the playoffs. I mean, I love the way we played the first 8-9 minutes of that third period. I thought they had nothing. I thought we were doing all the great things you're supposed to do when you're up and have a 2-goal lead. And then there was a couple bounces, I mean, it was weird. The goals they weren't from structural. Some guys were just running out of position or something. It was just, I mean, you look at that late goal in the second, it goes off something, I don't know, goes in. I mean, it just happened to be a couple of those, but at the end of the day, we can do a better job defending.
What turned and kind of how your team reacted once the Canucks started sort of pouring it on there? Were you maybe a little bit too passive in protecting that lead?
Yeah, I think a little bit too passive. You look at the goal in the neutral zone, I think we're backing off rather than being a little aggressive and winning that puck battle. And just things also just not going our way. You know, obviously wasn't how we wanted to play. I think we could be a little more assertive and allowed them to get back in the game.
Leon missed some time there. I know he finished. What's the concern level that this might be anything significant?
No, nothing at all. Just some cramping and equipment issues. That's why his ice time was down.
This is your team's been very good at protecting leads. You win 1-0 in LA. This was out of character for your team. Did you see something different that you haven't seen before?
No, I thought I think about. We played defensively. I thought we were in pretty good positions. We didn't give up odd man rushes, no clear looks in the slots. But I think we can just have a little more time in the offensive zone and push them into making more mistakes and having to defend a little more.
0-5 this year against this team for some reason. It seems like every game has been lost sort of a different way. Is there something there?
Well, I wasn't here for the first 3, so I can't comment on those. Obviously, I've seen them on video, and we just got to find a way to get that finishes the job. And I thought, for the most part, you have a 4-1 lead. We're in a good enough position that should be enough to win a hockey game, and we let it get away from us.
Kris, Stuart Skinner said he wasn't pleased with the winning goal that he allowed to Connor Garland. I guess overall, what did you think of his performance tonight?
Stu has won so many games. He's played so spectacular through the years, and there's going to be games where they're not his A game, and he'll be the first to admit tonight wasn't his A game. But we'd never doubt him with how he plays and more importantly, how he responds after a game that it wasn't his best. Stu's played very well for us throughout this time, and he'll play really well for us in the games going forward. So,
Looking back, do you think the second goal that they scored was kind of I don't know if a turning point, but it helped them kind of find their momentum going into the third period and maybe put you back on the wheels?
4-1 lead obviously is a much better position than 4-2, and we don't get the puck out, and we spend a little time in the defensive zone, and it goes off a stick in. It's one of those plays, but obviously have a 3-goal lead going in the third period would have been much better than the 2.
Looking forward, do you look at that first half of the game and even actually, I guess, 10 minutes into the third period and say, we just got to carry that over to the next game?
I think, I don't think it was as lopsided as the first. You divide that game in the first half, second half, and the first half we had a huge lead of 4-1. But do I think we were that much better than them? Stu made some pretty big saves. You think about the breakaway. We had a power play that scored a goal there, but 5-on-5, I don't think we're that much better than them. And then the second half, they obviously had a lot more goals than we did. And do I think they were that much better than us in the second half? No. But sometimes that's the way it works.
A couple of players were saying when they look back, it seems like there was nothing wrong with the structure. It's just more the goals were kind of bizarre and strange. Do you see it that way, that the structure held up? It's just the goals that came were just kind of bizarre, or do you see it as there was something with the structure that led to those goals?
There's always just things that we can adjust, and there's going to be mistakes, and we can't say that we want this structure always, and the players have to read and react. And I thought they were in pretty good positions, and we didn't have any major breakdowns. So.
I thought individually, I thought I played really well up until the third period. Made some good saves, even in the third period, made some good saves. But yeah, definitely don't like Garland scoring on me like that. But now I know, so it's all good.
Was it the Garland? It looked like Darnell had pushed him to the side. Maybe can you just kind of walk us through just how you saw that play develop?
Yeah, I saw Garland obviously getting a lot of speed through the neutral zone, and then Doc started coming, which was great to see. And then he faked the clapper. I feel like he normally shoots those. He had a pretty good opening, but yeah, he held on to it, and I lost my patience, and I got bit for that. So lesson learned for me.
When they start getting momentum and riding that wave, I guess how tough is it to kind of shut it down?
Yeah, I mean, whenever any team gets momentum, it's tough to shut it down. But I think that I thought we did a good job. Besides that 5th goal, besides that, they got some momentum in the second period, especially when I tripped up and then got a really tough penalty. But again, we came out, had a PK, and we killed it off. Third period, big PK, killed it off. I mean, I thought we were doing a great job shutting down their momentum. Just obviously unfortunate for myself with that 5th goal that gave them a ton of momentum.
You speed, counter speed, as well as Mattias. It seems like there's a matter-of-fact approach about the way you all sound. What allows you all to kind of keep that sort of composure, knowing hey, look, you could be up 1-0 in a series as opposed to down 1-0 in a series?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you kind of said it. No matter what the score is, at the end of the day, it's 1-0 Vancouver, 1-0 us. I thought we definitely gave them this one, but I think we know that it's going to be a long series. It's that's how playoffs is. You got to win 4 in order to keep it going. So they're up 1 right now, and we know that we can beat these guys. I mean, obviously they beat us 5 games in a row this season, or this year, I guess you should say. But I think that gives us a lot of fire for ourselves just to try to come back and get back in the series right away here.
Similar question. Leon said earlier in the playoffs that if you lose in the playoffs, he'd like to lose 8-1 or something just to get blown out and forget about it. So tough to kind of overcome a loss in this manner.
Yeah. Yeah, even Leon saying that wouldn't be great for me. So I don't know how I feel about that one. But either way, a loss is a loss. A tight game like this, it's more emotional. There's a lot more just grind into it, especially when teams start getting on 6-on-5, and you just gotta grind teams down. So I would hate losing 8-1. But yeah, I think again, like same thing. It's 1-0, and that's what it is, despite the score.
You have this long layoff, yet everything seems to go to script for a big chunk of that game. You guys had a good start, carried a lot of play. Maybe just one of those things where, in the playoffs in particular, like no game is sealed, and there's lessons in there that your group is still learning.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that when you get up, you can't just shut it down and hope that we're going to be able to stifle some teams. That Vancouver is going to bring it, especially with the momentum that they're able to get. They're obviously going to do their very best to keep that rolling. So, I think there's definitely a lesson learned here for us. No matter what the score is, you gotta know that the other team's not going to just let you win. That's the main thing.
Maybe take us through where the major shift happened and why you weren't able to push back while that was happening.
I thought they're a good team, and they were doing everything they could to come back, and we were doing everything we could to hold on to the lead. That happens in the playoffs. You try to hold on to leads, and sometimes you're a little bit maybe too passive. I thought we were doing a good job holding the lead, and they find a way to get two, and find a way to get a third there to win.
Second one in the second period, instead of going up 4-1 in the third, to go up 4-2. Was that a big kind of goal for them to kind of get the momentum?
Yeah, obviously big. Late in the period there to kind of get themselves going, and I thought it was a little bit of a lucky bounce. Just goes off our guy's skate and finds the other side of the net.
Mattias made the point that you look at some of those goals they scored, and it wasn't like anything structural, just guys being out of position. When you see something like that, I mean, does something like that stick with you in the sense of, okay, what can you do different, or is it just one of those things are out of control and there's only so much you can do?
I thought there were strange goals all around. We scored some strange ones too. Kind of a frantic game, and you're going to get that. So definitely some weird ones, some preventable ones too. But overall, I didn't mind our game.
Connor, I think it was just 2 shots in the third period for you guys. What did you think of I know you're trying to protect the lead, but the type of offensive foray you're able to kind of have in the third period?
Yeah, trying to protect the lead. I said that again, obviously. Sometimes the game script goes that way. We're up by 2, and we're trying to stretch it into a win. Similar to LA, where we were able to get it done in LA. Didn't get many shots on goal in the third period, but we find a way to get a win. Tonight we don't.
I know Leon did come back, but he was gone for a lot in the second period. How did that kind of change your bench and move guys around the different lines and all that?
Yeah, obviously lots going on the bench just with that, but Leo's he's fine.